Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan
Yo,
Show.
good people, it's your homie HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Look, a lot of us sometimes get confused with the complexities of the health journey. A lot of times we make this thing more difficult than what it really is, and I think sometimes that difficulty we tend to utilize as a cop out on being able to really start to interject the knowledge and the wisdom that is afforded to us in this journey of health, right? It's not as complex as it may seem, but the more complexity really is going to be in how do we start this journey. And a lot of us just want to start it from the physical area of or the physical department of life, right? But there are four particular departments of life. You have the mental health department of life, you have the spiritual health department of life, you have the physical health department of life, as well as the emotional health department of life. And these four elements allow us to be who we are, all right? Allow us to be the human beings in this human experience, okay? And you have to have all four of these departments running at a balance, right? And a lot of times we are either excessive or deficient in one, two, three of these particular departments, and we're not able to obtain the balancing act within all four elements of life. And anytime there is an excessiveness or deficiency, that will throw the balance off, and therefore there will be pain in either direction, okay? There will be pain in self-restraint, and there will be pain in self-indulgence. Anytime we're tipping the scale, the end of that extremity is going to be some suffering, and it's going to be some pain. So I like to think about it as an understanding that all things work from a psychological standpoint first before you start to understand the physiological result. And this is in your positive actions as well as your negative actions, okay? And so you can determine a lot from a person by the things that they do, not necessarily what they're saying, okay? Because doing is going to be indicative of the psychological whereabouts, all right? And so what am I saying? You first must start with changing your perspective on everything in this life experience. And I always teach here at HerbMan Inc. is that the best understanding is to be neutral in your approach, not to be biased, not to be impartial to any extremity of right and wrong, of day and night, of left and right, of white and black, but to kind of be in neutrality is the best position to see the entire field of view when it comes to this life experience, okay? And when you're able to stand and see that from that perspective, right, and have that vantage point, that viewpoint, then that is going to automatically start to curate or cultivate the right way that we should think, okay, the most effective way of thinking. And in your thought life, this is where everything begins, okay? It first must begins with understanding and having that right perspective on life, which would then breed the right thought pattern, the right thought life. And then when that right thought life becomes very mature, then it would start to breed the right speech, okay? The right speech. And now we're starting to say the right things internally to oneself, and we're starting to positive reinforce ourselves internally, as well as we're starting to positively reinforce our family, our friends, strangers, and everything around us, okay? And once we start to do that with our speech, because in the tongue is life and death, right? And when we start speaking life to ourselves and speaking life to our environment, then we're going to start to do those things as well. All right. And then when we're formulating this positive ability to do the right things, okay, and to be the right way, then now we have allowed that thing to start seeping into our actions. And when our actions are reflective of our speech, and our speech is reflective of our thoughts, and our thoughts are reflection of our understanding or our perspective, then now we're headed down that road to being dynamic and being able to change not only ourselves from within, but also our environment. Okay, also our environment, we're able to now have the power to be able to demonstrate the life well understood and well thought out and well lived. Okay, and then now that starts to precipitate into our the things that we do for a living, right? Our livelihood now starts to benefit from all of this right processes that we're having, all of this positive processes that we are changing within. And now you start to live a good life, and you start to allow the things that you do for everyday routine to be a part of that positive energy, part of that right way of thinking, part of that right intuition and right intellect. Okay, and it's all about doing any harm, right? We're always trying to do righteousness by not only ourselves, but also by our environment. And so that means that we're going to get into an occupation that actually facilitates that right way of thinking, that positive outlook that we have on life. Okay, and then after that, man, we're going to come into understanding ourselves from putting in the right efforts that it would take to complete the things that we're doing in our walk of life, right? So we're going to put in massive amount of effort in everything that we do in order to generate this positivity and in order to generate this optimal health from within as well as in our environment. Okay, and that's going to take massive effort. That's going to take massive discipline and a massive diligence in order to really be able to obtain the end goal, right? Which is to be happy and to be whole and to be well, not only internally, but also externally. Okay, because all of these things, as we continue to mature these things within ourselves as individuals, we also are choosing to facilitate the individual with the environment. And when we start to affect the environment, this is our ability to affect the world that we live in. Okay, and so next we're going to make sure that that effort is really starting to precipitate the concentration, right? That concentration, that focus, that determination to be able to go the long haul with this type of understanding, this type of life that we're trying to live. All right. And then lastly, we're going to make sure that we're having some type of mindfulness, some type of meditation on all of these aspects that we have come to understand. And you will see that when you're changing your perspective and when you're changing your thought life, you'll see that when you're changing your speech, when you're changing your actions, when you're changing your livelihood, you'll see that when you're changing your efforts, you'll see that when you're maximizing your determination and concentration, and when you're maximizing your meditation and mindfulness, that all of these things work together to actually drive you into this world of optimal health, into this world of wealthy, into this world of success, because you would have been successful with changing the individual, and you would know the steps that it would take in order to change oneself within. And those are the same things that it would take to change the world without. I love you guys, man, and it's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan.
Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.